everyone, Monday, and welcome to the part 6 respective of Knights for some Throne. And today we have a couple of cards here. Like I said last time, I'm trying to do about a dozen or so. I think it's like 16 cards this time. So there's been a lot of cards for the last 1 or 2 days. And then I probably will suddenly do like a 50 one next time or something. I feel like they're gonna drop like 50 cards now during this week or something. And I remember last time I did this, and I did like a 3 hour or something. Like it's like the last 70 card, like one video. That was horrible. Like I was exhausting. Editing that is a nightmare. So you don't edit because it's too much. I'll cut that. So let's do this news card here. So first card here, then we have this Right to Protector. It's a paladin card. I found it interesting for Arena for one big reason. Of course, it's got Stoneshill Defender, the best paladin card pretty much. Of the New Year's card, it's so good. Because obviously get Tor, or Sankipitarim, or you get Tyrion, of course, but also I can never remember his name. The 6/6 that gives Divine Shield to 2 guys next to him. What is his name? Grim Street Protector or something like that. It's like, yeah, he's a great card. He's a really good card actually. That card is insanely good in Arena. Giving double Divine Shield, you can do 2 trades, and you get survive the trade suddenly, and you have use advantage. He has been better than Tyrion many times actually. Tyrion is better just kind of getting back into that, so on. He's a more, I think that Grim Street Protector is more like a win more card. Tyrion is more like a whatever, is a great card. So if you're in the lead, such as Defender, and you're very secure on your board, he's actually pretty better because then you can buff you to like 6/7 or something, trade and keep the board way higher. So, but the weapons here can kill them. So yeah, it depends. But he can actually be better. Anyway, both of them are great. Even the lifelink guy. It's pretty good. So this card then, he's in the way, right? He's a taunt guy, so you will get him. He's like, this is nerfing Stoneshill Defender actually. So for Arena actually it's pretty bad this card is introduced now. Because if you see this card equally much as Tyrion, and that's pretty bad. Which is, well, Paladin is so good in Arena, so. That being said though, a card in itself, it's obviously an Argon Squire, buff with taunt. So you take a Neurotron with 1 less life. Only Paladin. Actually pretty good I think. Pretty good. Actually, I think it's really good for like White Weenie, as I call it, White Weenie Paladin. Magic, you play a lot of sheep guys. Divine Shield is good in that deck, and they are buffing all the Divine Shield guys, right? Or buffing, but it's a team going for Bolvar and so on. This is pretty good actually, because it's really annoying. I can't try it. In a way, it has taunt, it's it twice, protect the bigger guys afterwards. And in Arena, it's a pretty okay card. Paladin has the most buffs, so Divine Shield guys are good in Paladin. You can buff them up, right? It's better than Argon Squire, which is a decent card for Paladin in Arena. But that being said, the Argon Squire is much better for that mage. So you can have 1/1, hit the 3/2, shoot at it. So you do like that. So I don't know, it's okay, but mainly it's nerfed Stoneshill Defender, which is a bit big. Anyway, next card, Brrrloc. I saw it earlier today. Then it was called like Frosty, was it Fluffy Frosty Lock or something? I was like, what? So this, I guess, is more Brrrloc, yeah, like the sound effect of being frozen. Basically, it's a 2/2 that has freeze effect. Another enabler for the freezing shaman, Morabi, what's called Icebreaker. Yeah, so it's like a glacier shard with 1 more health. Is that good enough in anything? I think you need to play the Frost Shaman to play this card. In Arena, it's not very good. Glacier Shards, they trigger a lot of those really good elemental effects, like, of course, Servant of Kalamos usually, but also Blazing and so on. This is not very, very exciting. And you're basically paying 1 mana for 1 health there. It does survive stuff, but I don't think it's very good. You probably can skip it in Arena. You need to have a lot of Paladin cards, Murder cards for your Shamanic. Then we have Treachery. Treachery. My mouth. A treason ability here. It's obviously absolute unplayable in Arena. You're never gonna be this in Arena when you play this card. It's like you need to have Doomsayer or whatever to give them to them, so the effect gets out of the way. But I love this card. It's very, very interesting. I used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh back in the days competitively, and I was quite good. But I'm very good Yu-Gi-Oh. Used to be at least. And there was a couple of cards in Yu-Gi-Oh where you use this kind of like give this opponent, and then you lock them down. So you use like Nightmare Wheel, so they can't attack. And every turn this means alive, they lose 500 life points, which I guess is about, I don't know, about like 4 lives maybe in Hearthstone, something like that. Yeah, so you lost a few life points each turn, so the minion didn't die. and you could tribute it and so on. So yeah, so you would give them like a good minion. They also said like, well, this minion is really strong, so you lose like 2 life points per turn because you have it on your field. But I also lock it down with this trap card, so you can have my minion, but you lose like 6 life points per turn because you're having. Yeah, you can't use that. You just have the liability of it. So you have a couple of tricks at that. So it's pretty interesting. They can also play the kind of thing. So Magic has similar things as well. So you see in all the games. It's only one card. It's obviously the first thing in mind is Doomsayer. You give it Doomsayer. Everyone can say that. I think it's worse than that sounds though, because when you do the Frost Nova Doomsayer, the great thing with that is that the next turn, the opponent, if you can't kill it, then you are still the one playing out. That's why I think Doomsayer is a good card in the arena. You pick Doomsayer, and you play it like a turn, maybe 2, but you select 3 or 4. They can't kill it if you don't have a good removal card. Then they just do nothing, and then it's your turn and you play first again, so you still have the tempo right. So this card is not... Yeah, you insta-kill everything Doomsayer, but they get the tempo anyway. If you only have 5 mana. That's not very good. But there are a couple of other interesting cards with it, probably. You can give them the 2/2, the above so on. So it could be very interesting. I don't see it being very used right now, because there aren't any minion with like gigantic liability. There aren't any minion that says like, you know, take 5 life, lose every turn or something. We have the 5/5 imp though, that if you play a minion, lose 5 life. That I think could be more interesting. If they can't kill it, you give them that thing, they can't play minions anymore. That's interesting. Anyway, an interesting card, but I don't think it's very good though. Then we have Crypt Lord, a 3 mana 1/6 with taunt. Like this is really good actually in arena. It's really strong. It's I think it's similar to the Pit Creep, right? When you play that card, the Elemental at 1/5. Yes, it's a 3/5 during their turn, but usually people just don't attack it. You sit there and be like, okay, I wait for a bigger minion to have a better trade. This guy has 1 more life point. That in itself is really good enough to be annoying, because you can still hit that 1/5 into stuff and kill it and so on. This is a 1/6 set, and it gets more and more life the more you play stuff. And this actually looks really good in arena, because when you play this turn 3, or even turn 2, but they play turn 3, they probably can't kill it, right? 6 life, they can't kill it. They might attack it, if it's 1 life, yeah, okay, so they might attack into it, but they probably can't kill it. And then you for sure can play your next minion turn 4 or turn 3 that we coined it, and you can give it life back. So they have to do 7 damage. I think it's very fair to say that when you play Crypt Lord, your opponent has to do 7 damage at least to kill it. Like that turn, like the turn you play next minion. At least in arena you play minion. So you're gonna give it like at least 1 more life, maybe even 2 more life once if you have like 2 small minions at turn 4, right? So yeah, I think it's very fair to say that it has at least 7 life. It's very hard to kill on turn 6. With 6 damage that turn 2, turn 3. So you're gonna do that thing. And yes, only those 1 attack, but it can hit something at least twice, probably something 3 times if you just have 1 minion out, where it hits everything they have once, and then 1 again. So it should easily trade into like it is 1. It's like +1/2 card or so. Looks pretty good, I think. And it's sometimes it has taunt too, of course, but yeah, like it seems pretty decent. And if you buff it, of course, then it's really strong. It has a lot of life points. I think it's the only card in the game, correct me if I'm wrong, it has 6 life for 3 mana. And I say again, it pretty much has 7 life for 3 mana in my arena, this I would argue. So yeah, that's a huge life force. It's like mughsu warden, but for 1 mana less. And it's pretty big actually. Yeah, it's basically mughsu warden 1 mana less, but it's a little better because it can grow still, so it's just feels really good. In constructed though, I don't know, it's not really good actually. Well, there were no taunts coming, but I don't know, because it feels like Then we have this card, Simulacrum. This looks really bad in a way. In arena, it's clearly horrible. You're gonna cope with the lowest minion you have in your hand. That is so bad. This is one of the worst arena cards ever. Basically, if you play it at a turn 10 or something, you have no other minion in your hand. That's like the big guy. You copy the ogre and play the ogre and play ogre. So that is decent. But you have to wait until the game pretty much is over, right, to play with this in arena. In constructed, however, you can probably cope with like Archmage, Khadiv, yeah, like probably if you have very few minions, right? You play a deck with very few minions, so the lowest cost of minion is gonna be a legendary that you wanna play more of. So in arena, also constructed, yeah, you probably could actually be pretty good on constructed. It's like copying safely in your hand instead of doing it in the field with mirror. That being said though, 3 mana for that, it should be a 2 mana copy, I would say. But the main arena is absolutely horrible, of course. You can never play this card. Then we have this card, Unwilling Sacrifice. People are saying that, oh, it's just the worst standard shot. I don't agree with that at all. No, I don't think it's very good in constructed. Oh, sorry, in arena. It's okay. Like you can kill a big guy. But in constructed, I played a lot of Egglock or zoolock. Maybe 3-4 months back. And yeah, it's a pretty good used deck, right? And obviously this thing, you're gonna sacrifice, as you do with the Pretorian decks, you're gonna sacrifice an egg or something very unnecessary that you want to die really with, right? And then you can kill something there. So actually it's, for a warlock, specifically for a warlock, this payment might actually be better than just doing the random thing. That being said, you have to play that zoolock though, pretty much to take the effect, right? But yeah, so it actually can be better. But it's still random though, and that makes the card itself not very good. Like it's not, that's not the same thing, it's not very good. It's good against one big minion, not good against a war, right? So horrible against aggro, good against like a control matchup. And yeah, I think it's pretty good in zoolock, yeah, because zoolocks they are aggro, and if you face like a mid or a control deck, you wanna aggro them down. They play a big taunt minion, you play this card, kill your egg, kill your big taunt minion, keep hitting their face. Sounds good to me. In arena, if you have a very cheap deck, it should be good. As you say in the movie, yeah. Then we have Lilian Voss, which I always say, which is a WoW character, right? And so it's like, this has to be named after Voss in Magic the Gathering, a very classic black planeswalker. She's undead, uses her mail and so on. Hate demons. It's a classic lore character in Magic the Gathering. But Blizzard always said, no, it's just screenshot. I was like, what, really? I read it this morning again, I was like, what? Can't really. Anyway, now she's here as a WoW, from WoW here into Hearthstone. Makes it even feel more like she's related to Magic, right? So it was a card. And she looks pretty bad. I think she usually looks bad, I think, to be honest. It's a very disappointing legendary, I think. Hopefully I'm wrong. It's pretty funny. But, well, it's just good with the other cards. So like, well, you can play this cheaper now because you play the card. There's a synergies there. Might be more of that. We also have the new legendary coming later here that might combine with her. But I think it's very, very random. So it basically is like, oh, you did this thing, oh, you got... Because you have to remember, it is from class, not from deck. And I really dislike that, right? Thought Steve is much better because you get from their decks. You get specifically, okay, they're gonna have like a good removal. You get Hex only. But if you get like random spells, you can get Totemic Might, right? So that's a huge problem with her. So you place your spells, and then you suddenly... However that being said, though, in Arena, though, I will argue for one thing in Arena, though. That's actually pretty good. The coin is a spell card. The coin is good to just transform. Because in Arena, if you make the coin into an actual spell, whoever you are facing, if you're lucky at like a flame attack, you'll be in the game. But if you transform your coin to a frostbolt in arena, that's pretty high values. If you play this arena, just like Yeti stats 4, 5, and 4, that's fine. Yeah, it's not bad to play turn 4. So if you play your turn 4, so have your coin in your hand, and no other spell, or like you have some random bad spell you might have picked up that you don't really use anyway, that's pretty good actually. So there is potential there for her. And also I will say one thing though, you can play a really aggressive deck, and then say, okay, you're losing now. I'm losing tempo, I have to do something, right? I can't really use this card, they're not very good again, I have the minions field. I just play Voss, get my cards to be something else, maybe they can give me tempo back, because I can't win on these cards right now, they're useless right now. So there might be something like that, similar like Control Rogue might use her if they have like early move in the beginning, in order to bad, and they can maybe use it, yeah, so that feels very much like that. Anyway, next card, Runeforge Haunter. It's not a rogue card. I think this even more want me to have that new Shadow Force Blade that I said when I talked about that. I was like, man, this card should be you're immune when you attack, not like you're immune for that turn. This card with that would be awesome. Like, you can hit Shadow Blade them how much you want, never lose any life. I don't think that would be imbalanced, honestly, because rogue aren't that good at weapons, so that wouldn't be too good. But anyway, in arena, actually really good. 5-3 stats, that's pretty bad. It does everything in arena, and yeah, it's like not losing durability on your normal weapon doesn't really matter. It matters a little bit, but not much. So it's mainly if you have a venom weapon, right? So you can hit it with poison. Then play this guy is really good because you can keep the poison stack. That's great. If you have all the stuff that gives you +2 or some other random weapon, yeah, it might be okay actually. Even the lifelink thing. but his stats are obviously really bad, so it's like, and then it has synergy. I don't think it's gonna be played in either such arena, but even in arena, but it should be decent because it gives you like card plus in your hand, like your value of your card used are longer. And obviously in constructed, this also protects you from like, you know, O's. That being said, I think it would be interesting having a card that was like you cannot get your weapon destroyed. That would be really cool actually. It's like protecting you from O's. But that could be something. Probably be an Ether card or Warrior card. Then we have Corpse Widow. I think it's a pretty good card, so yeah, like 4/6 for 5. And not a beast for Hunter. I think Hunter is generally very strong in arena. You just go for face. This is not very aggressive, but it has good stats. 4/6. It's a little bad, yeah, but it's one less healthy than the Rook, but shouldn't matter too much. Rook is taunt though instead of disability. Disability, however, though, there is a lot of death cards right in arena. There's a lot of generally good cards that have stickiness. You play them out to survive. Harvest Call or whatever. It's always pretty good in arena. So and of course Hunter, Hunter has a lot of their own, like Savannah High main and so on, right? So why not? Like you play this guy, just a die, then you play your Savannah High main next turn for 4 mana. You can do a steady shot, or you can play another minion. I guess you can do 0/2 if it's really cheap. So looks pretty good. I usually play a Heart Death Rattle deck in constructed a lot of times with like mid-range for Hunter, which is pretty good. It should be perfect here. Terror Scale and so on. Hurrah. Yeah, it's a pretty good card. I think it can be actually set to play, even constructed. A little Death Rattle, secret maybe, potentially. Then this is a Corp Racer. This is pretty much exactly like playing the Shaman card that gives you something that's resurrecting. Actually, it's a pretty decent card in arena, in my opinion. It's not the best card, but it's okay. You play it before you're gonna trade. Like, okay, I'm gonna trade my 7/7 War Golem into your War Golem, so they're both gonna die. So before that, I play my Ancestral on it, and then I trade, and then I get my 7/7 back. You know, that's usually how I use it. And this guy is pretty much doing that exactly, but it's a neutral guy to do for everyone, and he has some health instead. So compared to those cards, though, it's like paying 3. You're paying 3 mana for a 3/3. That's pretty bad though. So you don't want to do that. So for Shaman, I would argue and say for Shaman, the normal card is better, which is fair, which is a Shaman specific card, because that 3/3 for 3 isn't that high valued, and it's easy to do other stuff. You can play like a charge minion, you know, buff it, attack with it, resurrect attack with it again, like classic. So that seems fine. But if you play this, the strength of course you can play in any other class. So it seems pretty good if you have like high-end minions, like Druid in Arena specifically, also have high taunt minions, you can do this thing in them, resurrect them on band, it's really annoying. Of course they're against hexes and so on, but yeah, they get the taunt minion back again. There's a high priest, should be good with it. Like Priest, Druid, Paladin, somewhat, but they're more buffed oriented, but still, especially Priest, Druid, somewhat Paladin, somewhat Mage, if you play long game Mage, not Temple Mage in Arena. Not the other classes really. Shaman also, I guess, but I would rather pick this normal cover. Shaman is better. Because you are just paying a 3 for 3 really. That's not really high valued. It gives you more value per card though. But that is a great combo card actually, the Shaman card. Even in Arena you can just play it, play a big minion at the same time, so you can, because it's very cheap. 2 mana is very low, right? For 5, yeah, it's just high. It's like a 4 mana. Then I would say it's better than the Shaman card for Shaman, but not even Arena, but not the 5 mana. It's just too expensive. Still a pretty good card though, especially I think for like Druid and Priest. And then we have Devour Mind. This is just bigger talk still. Nothing much to say. You get 3 instead of 2 cards. Yeah, you pay 2 more mana. Is that fair? I would say so. Yeah. Like it's like you're paying 5 mana for 3 cards. If you paid 4, or opposite with 4 mana, you're paying either 2 mana for 3 cards or 5 mana for and 1 more card. So you're obviously paying a lot more for that. But there is scalable, I would say, balance there, because otherwise, like 4 mana for 3 cards, that sounds really good actually. So this has a little weak. Like it feels like it should cost like 4.5 mana. Right? It's like 4.5. That would be a good level for it. But I think it's fair. It's a good though. It's an enormous tempo loss in both formats. So I don't think it's very playable either. Priest seems to have a lot of this like lifelink now. I won't say a lot, but like we see it coming soon here. Priest seems to be intended to play it slow and like lifelink and heal yourself. That seems to be the idea with Priest, so maybe they want to do that. We haven't seen the Shadow Priest, this clear Shadow Priest at least, for Death Knight. It should be Death Knight Shadow Priest, I think. That might set it up. Because in Arena, I don't think it's worth it. It's just such a tempo lose. Yes, it's a lot of cards, but it's just you're gonna lose a turn 5 with like turn 7 something. You have to really, really get the tempo. I don't even think Toss is good in Arena as well. So, okay. Anyway, Tomb Lurker. Battle Cry, add a random death rattle that died is to your hand. The first thing, this card is actually really good in Arena because it's a any death rattle. Any. That's huge. That means that their death rattle, your death rattle, right? So probably, because death rattle is really high value, stickiness, so they probably played something, oh, you played something, right? So, pick this card without death rattle. No. No, you don't want to do that. You have to have your own death rattles. Generally in Arena, to make it work, of course. But it's the game, right? No, it's the game. So you can like play Hearrthstone on turn 3, play this guy turn 10, get your Hearrthstone back. So it's like, you see, it's a long game, right? So you don't have to have that man in your deck. But generally, you can pick something that they have, of course, played as well. So you should be able to get something around like turn 5 or a little later. Quite, of course, a common thing to have. For example, Tower and 2/3, popular card or whatever, right? Harvest Golems, so on and so forth. Of course, a lot of the good legendaries like Karn, very popular in Arena. Even the 5/7 Treasure, quite popular, pretty good there with the Murlocs. So you get something. Pyros, yeah. If you get something, you can get specific cards. It seems to be pretty. I think it's pretty good actually. It has a lot of value. Definitely cards have high value by themselves. This is like, okay, you 5/5, that is bad, but you're playing. You get the card, you get +1 card, and that card will likely be like something that also gives you like at least +1/2 a card, right? So it's like a lot of value in this Tomb Lurker. Much better than that 3/1. It's like a random death rattle card. That is this seems quite reasonable actually. In Constructed then, maybe. It's a little hard to say because they can ruin your deck for you, so they play something, because otherwise you will play a very few set of good Detroit, right? But they can ruin that, so it's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe. It's really cool, And then we have Thrall. Evolved Thrall. I'm very, very surprised. And I can't believe this. So this means I've been wrong for Blizzard really screwed me over here. It means I've been wrong for like part 3 to 5 or part 3 to 4 on this. I am very surprised. I hope this is fake almost, because this shows me that I'm so wrong. Whereas I've been so wrong with this. Because I've been saying right every week, right? I'm like, okay, they're gonna give us Frost Death Knight. That makes sense. He has Ice Touch or something. Frost Fever, I played Death Knight in the Wolf, so that's my main class. So I'm like, yeah, Frost Fever. It's gonna be something like that, right? When you play Thrall, because there's so much Frost going on with Shaman. So he has like Plague, Frost, so Frost Fever to hit everything, and like Chain Frost something every turn. It's gonna be something like that. Like, nope. Evolve Shaman. It's like, what? There's nothing to do. I have to say that. Not just like defending my honor here because I was so wrong with it, but I have to say actually I'm a little disappointed in it because this evolve thing, so you can see here that it evolves stuff when you play it, and then afterwards your hero power is also evolve. So then you also can evolve stuff like once per turn, like the Master Evolution. That's like, that has nothing to do with that result. Honestly, like my idea. The two, 3 different concepts I had about a frosty shaman troll, that makes a lot more, at least lore sense. This makes no sense. What did you do with evolve? It should be something, then it should be more like give something death rattle, or like, when it dies, it evolves instead. I don't know, it has nothing to do with Death Knights, honestly. So, I am disappointed by that, to be honest. I really am actually, because it's like, this makes no sense to me. So it was fake for sure, I was like, is it fake? Is it still fake? But it's been like 2-3 days since I saw it now, so I guess it isn't fake. Because the Jaina, well, yeah, the Jaina card everyone said it was fake for like a week, and then it wasn't fake, so it probably isn't fake. But that being said, it's good or not in Arena. I think it's actually really good in Arena though. Okay, so whatever, let's go on. Frost Death Knight, Frost Shaman didn't exist. Frost Shaman makes no sense. But anyway, yeah, this card is good though. This card is really good in Arena. It's very, very strong. I think the Evolve generally is a great card in Arena. I pick it a lot of the time, and I use it not to like some random duplicate gangster, but just generally. You can kill something and survive like a 6-1, and you evolve it right, and some totems, and you get like a new 7 drop from your ogre that had 1 life left, and that's like healing it like 7 or life or something, or you can heal your guys, etc. It's really strong. One thing that makes it also good too is that you can use a lot of elemental cards are quite board heavy, so they're quite like the 2-3 Linius get 2-1, 2-1s. That's a great card for shaman generally because you want elemental effects, which is easy to do in the arena, right? You pick that card, get the 1-2-1s, evolve those guys with a totem, you get like 3-4 2-2s, so it's really easy to get. So yeah, like your 5 Phoenix, 5 for Cabin, 7 Kalimos, decent card for 4 or 5 mana, but then you can hit with it, evolve it, and so on. A lot of those they have a lot of bad effects, right? Well, yeah, Zone Sentinel, also great card, evolve, a 4-4, 2-3s, evolve it, that's 4-4 because an 8 drop, and those guys, yeah, 3 drops, so that also high value. So, like, evolve is great with elementals, right? So, this guy in Arena should be really good with elementals, which is the best thing to do with Shaman. Try to do the elemental deck, and generally you can buff them as well. And first of all, you do this thing. All the minions transform +2. That's a gigantic play if you have somewhat of a lead in Arena. Even turn 5, yeah. You play this turn 5 and evolve 2 guys. And it's empty board, so it's empty board. You trade something, the board's empty after that, and you play this guy. Even if it's like a totem and a 3-1, you call this guy turn 4. That is still a huge swing in tempo. So you have some lead, and you have a gigantic lead afterward, because you're gonna have like a 2-3-1, so you're gonna have like a 4 drop. Or maybe a 5 drop, depending on how it was, but let's say I have a 4 drop and a 3 drop, right? With full health and so on, and you have the ability to like keep transmuting them if you can't kill them. It sounds actually really insane in the arena. Because right away you can like transmute it next turn and treat with it, transmute it, and keep like making it bigger and bigger. Super, no, yeah, play something for 4 mana, transmute it like 6 mana, yeah, sounds crazy actually. It's a great legendary in arena. Probably the best legendary actually. I'm going to say 4. I'm going to say 4. Thrall Deathseer to me seems to be the best legendary actually in Arena for someone. Yeah, Alaki isn't that good. Quest is obviously hard, impossible to play. Neptune was never good. You got some minions, but no, yeah. It's better get like Kalimos, something like that. Yeah, this is probably the best legendary you get. Probably, yeah. It looks really, really strong actually. Just playing something for like a 5 Phoenix turn 6, and then evolving it right away, making it a 5 drop after you've done the ability, the Battle Cry. That looks good. So yeah, not a Frost guy, but that. And then, well, before I go, Constructed, Evolve Shaman has been good sometimes. Might be some play. It's kind of, it's not super slow because it's 5 mana. I don't know. It's a little hard. It's really weak against some meta decks, but it seems to be interesting. But it's very, very random though, so the consistency can be very low on it. So I don't know. Maybe it's a bit deck. Now this card, Glacial Mysteries. This looks horrible, even constructed. I mean, Arena, obviously it's a horrible card. We'll talk about that. You get all the secrets. Well, like 2 cards for 8 mana. It's really, really bad. Probably ever drawn. Like the thing is that the 2-3 Archaeologist, it gets you a secret in Arena. I think it's a good card in Arena because it's like a 2-3 with like 1+ card. So it sounds really good, but actually, you usually have so few secrets in Arena. Like we have like 1 to 3, I think, so average 2. That's in my decks list. I have 2 secrets. So the chance of drawing one of them is pretty high. Not that high, but if you draw one of them, and then you play her, you can only get 1 more. So if you have like 2 Archaeologists, it's very hard actually getting 2 cards with both of them, or like 1 card each. That happens like never. They have to be lucky to get that. So I think actually that you see that 2-3 for 2 though, a great card anyway, but not that amazing plasma card you could believe it is. This card in Arena, that you make an argument here, is absolutely horrible. The chance of even having more like 1 secret left at turn 8 is like really, really low. You're probably gonna have a maximum 2 secrets to get for this card. Yeah, it's just so bad. But he constructed that. It looks bad there too. It looks really bad too because Mysterious Challenge was a 6-6. Even though secrets were worse, he was like big minion for himself, and then got some really good secrets. Yes, magic secrets are more worth, but you're not getting some kind of a glacial element or something protecting you. That is a big thing, right? Because if you get put like FAG and duplicate and so on, and you don't have a minion, so it looks really bad. The only good thing I see with it is pretty obvious, like frozen, right? Freeze mage. You pick this card. When you play this card, you know for sure you can get your ice block. That's the only thing I can see with it. You get your ice block, so you're safe from dying next turn. Doesn't look good enough even with that, but at least you know you're safe then. So that seems to be pretty much the only reason you can play this card, because you can like 100% guarantee draw your save one turn. Anyway, Obsidian Statue, second last card here. A new praise card. Looks really strong to me in Arena. Looks very, very strong. 4/8, so the same as a dragon, the Primordial Dragon, or Drake, we call it whatever. Yeah, that Drake. It's not that easy to kill an 8 minion, basically, in Arena. Most hit for like 6 or 7, the bigger bombs, yeah. Very few bombs hit for 8, except the giants, or like legendary minions. So you have those like, 7 or 6, maybe like 4 or 5. Bull Creeper is 6, yeah, so it's hard to hit 8. That's why the Drake is pretty good. I mean, this was great as well, but like it's hard to kill it in at least one, if like twice. So I think it's very fair to say that Obsidian Statue, I love Obsidian by the way, I love that thing, I love Uldum and like Uldur and so on. Like, I love the whole like Obsidian guys, I love that part in Southern Kalimor, that's Uldur, right? We have those like Tulevir and so on. I don't know why I like them. But anyway, yeah, Obsidian Statue, it's actually, yeah, I like the card as well. Yeah, great card. But anyway, yeah, okay, great minion. Yeah, but like 4/8, it's gonna probably take 2 hits to kill it in Arena, maybe even 3. So I think it's very fair to say that you're gonna hit it to 8 life with this card in Arena, and that is not super because you are a priest, you have life anyway. But still, 8 life, hit 2 minions, and when it dies, it kills something. It kills one of them, and has taunt. So yeah, so you're gonna like it's a huge protection in Arena. If they can't like remove it, like hard remove it, like polymorph for hex, you will block at least 2 attacks, maybe 3. I'll say minimum 2. So that's blocking. So you have to calculate what you block 2 with the taunt and lifesteal. So and yes, I'm not super high on this like 4/4 lifesteal taunt, even if it also has taunt. But this guy is 8 life. He's a big guy coming in the late game. This is a guy gonna block. So he blocks 8 damage for you at minimum, probably more, because even if they can't hit it in 2 attacks, they can do like a 5 and then a 5 something. So it blocks like 8 or more health. I would argue say it blocks at least 10 health. But yeah, so it is 8 plus 8 life gains. So you heal yourself 16 life, but probably more in Arena. You probably heal yourself around 18 or 19 life in this card in Arena, if they can't remove it with the spell. They have the hit to move it. And also when you dies, you kill someone at random. So you like it's a gigantic I won't die, play, and then you have like my control something next turn in Arena, it's a great card in Arena, right? And you can pick the cards. In Constructed though, I don't know, it's like I don't know, it's worse than Sylvana. It's like getting a minion is better. Yeah, she wouldn't heal you and she didn't have taunt. Like having taunt and that if you kill something when you die is better, but I don't know, it's 9 mana, bad slot. Feels like there are better there are good legendaries at 9 mana. And also a player could, like Yashara, you still want to kill her, this could actually ignore. You could be like, okay, you can have it, I want to attack it. Let's do attack, next turn, fireball. Like, you can wait for your card to get there. So I don't know. Last card, that is the new Raw card. She was just released here before I started doing the stream here. And yeah, so Valara the Hollow, she gets stealth, which is pretty funny. So basically, you can't target her anymore for the next turn. So you can't spell with her. So you can't pyroblast her. You can't kill her pretty much. Apparently, stealth shot works. Always like a random effect works, I guess, because yeah, that makes sense though. If you have something like deal 3 damage at random, right, to character, she's hiding, but you can hit her. I have to say though, it's definitely a rogue ability to hide away, so that's pretty cool. So I like the concept here. This is great. Definitely a fitting lore concept, hiding away. So yeah. Anyway, that thing by its side then is like, yeah, okay, she hide away, you get 1 more turn to live, Then you get this thing, so you get, it's like an automatic stat, you just get this card in your hand, once per turn you get a new card, you can only have 1 per turn, and then when you play a minion or a card, you get that copy, so if you play can eviscerate, this 30-turn eviscerate, so you can play something, so you can eviscerate for 2 damage, then no for 6 then, so yeah. But it's also the first thing you play each turn, like once per turn. So for example, if you have one eviscerate in your hand, nothing more, one thing more, you can't actually play the combo. So you play a 1 minion drop, eviscerate for 4, get another eviscerate. You will get that first minion instead. So it's only the first thing you play. So it's quite constricted. But basically, I think it's like a very, very high value. Super slow, very high value. So whatever you're playing, you gotta cope with that. Especially like mimic podding every card you draw in late game. So in Arena, actually, I would say this is a great card. It's slow, but it means you're pretty much doubling your card in Arena, right? After you played it. So you sit there like turn 9, play 10, then turn 10, you draw an ogre, you play the ogre, you get another ogre, right? You can play it with 6 mana, but yeah, so you keep playing stuff, you just get one more of them. If you have assassinate, you get another assassinate. It's great in Arena. If you have a removal card, like you sap. You sap in Arena. Sap first minion, get another sap another minion. That's like, it can be huge. So as long as you can survive and play it should be actually really good in Arena. It's just enormous high value. Enormous high value. It's probably not as good as the Hunter, I think. I think Hunter is still better because you can craft stuff and you can do it earlier and you can just craft something that's useful. This you still have to have like assassinate or sap or a good minion. If you draw something that's really bad, yeah, you lose, right? So it's more RNG than what the Hunter card is. So it's not that good, I think, but it's still pretty good. It's high, very high value, and I think I would much rather take this card than, for example, Van Cleef in Arena. Van Cleef isn't very easy to play. Cheshire, whatever pronounced, the corpse flower isn't very easy to trigger. Sometimes you get like triggered once more. That's about it. This card I would say is much better than both of those cards. So it probably is the best legendary you have for Rogue. Well, also you saw Voss, not very good. She's okay, I think, actually, because it's the other coin, but as I mentioned, I think this probably is the best legendary you actually have for Rogue. And I stand by that, yeah, for Arena, even if it's so slow. That being said, though, near-to legendaries are probably better, like Khan, whatever, is probably better. Yeah, it should be. Much more tempo, much easier to play, whatever, Yoshara, so on, like those, that, yeah. Well, okay, she's probably on the same level as Shore, actually. Shore is 9, you get 1 card each turn, this is like 9, and you get... But Yoshara is a 4/12 minion, that can actually be pretty important in Arena. So yeah, it's pretty much like a little higher than mediocre, I would say. Because it's so expensive, but it's really high value. It depends on how deck you have in Arena, no? Rogue is better playing aggro in Arena, and this has to be kind of played like slow, so it's tricky. That being said, though, I think it's a very interesting high value rogue card, and I like playing rogue meal, so this can be a really cool card as a playing rogue meal, playing Brrrloc, and not a Brrrloc. Yeah, actually, yeah. You just like shadow step something, you know, shadow step, you can do yeah. You actually have some really high value there, because you double up every effect you have, like Shadowcaster, play that thing, copy that thing, yeah. There's a lot of like really cool bouncing effects. It's a very cool card. It's a very rogue card, so I think it's like really good. But it feels like it could cost less mana, actually. It feels like you could have like, let's see here, 5 armor. It feels like you could be like 0 armor or something 8 mana, like a little cheaper. I think so. It's a little too slow now. It'd be really cool if you could play like, maybe they'd be strong to this because 8 mana, so you could like play her and play sap and get another sap. That could be huge. Just that turn you play it. No, you have to play her. You can't do anything that turn you play her. And I guess it's attack first, by the way, before you stealthy. But it's a really cool card. It really fits the rogue, though. So I think it's a really... The Shaman thing, I guess, actually isn't that unfitting of Shaman with the whole Evolve team. But it feels like that should be released 2 seasons back, not like this Frozen Death Knight. It's not that Death Knight. Oh, okay, anyway, see you guys next time and have a great day.